So on today's show, we talked school shooting in Florida yesterday. This is February 15th. This is the Black Dad Chronicles. Start the show. What's going on, everybody? This is the Black Dad Chronicles. I am your host, Courtney McIntosh, and here is your episode. It's Thursday, February 15th, Black Panther Day. It's coming out tonight. Full release is tomorrow. I'm gonna be up there to go see it. I already got my tickets bought. I'm taking me and my sister going 10:15 tonight. Anyway, but that's not what I wanted to talk about here. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Black Dad Chronicles. My name is Courtney McIntosh. I am your host, and I don't know if you could tell from my voice the way I sound. And pardon me if my voice cracks, because it probably will crack. I lost my voice last night, and it's been fading in and out this morning. So I don't know why I lost my voice. I was at work, and it just happened. So there we go. Drank some hot tea last night. I had some hot tea this morning. Hopefully that helps. I'm glad I don't have to spend my job talking to people. Because of that, I'll be continuing my series, This Is Me, next week. I actually might record it this weekend and just post it next week. Just telling a story about me as a youth and, my feelings toward my father, and it was inspired by the NBC show This Is Us. I'll be talking about my grandfather heavy next episode, because I learned a lot from my grandfather, and things that my father should have taught me, things that a man, typically learn from their father. I learned from my grandfather. So, I want to know, what you guys wearing to see Black Panther tonight. Kente cloth, dashikis, Marvel t-shirts. Me, I'm probably just going to dress in all black, just because. I wanted to, walk up in there with some African garb just to, be, silly about it. But man, I'm looking forward to enjoying the movie, and I'm going to see this movie multiple times. I love Marvel. I love comic books. I'm a huge fan of comic books, and Marvel puts out fire movies. As far as this iteration of the MCEU, the only letdowns to me have been, Thor 1 and then Thor 2, which I enjoyed, but, they were weaker. Those are probably, in my opinion, the weakest ones of the bunch. Thor 1, and Thor is one of those movies that just got better with each, sequel. It's one of those that didn't get worse with the sequels, it got better. Because Thor Ragnarok was a hell of a ride. It was an awesome movie. I can't wait till it comes out on Blu-ray. But anyway, what I wanted to kind of just get on here real quick and talk about, yesterday afternoon, Valentine's Day in Florida. What part of Florida was this? In Parkland, Florida. High school shooting in Parkland, Florida, Wednesday afternoon left 17 people dead and numerous others injured. This is from The Atlantic, I'm reading, according to officials. The suspect, a 19-year-old former student named Nicholas Cruz, who was expelled for unspecified disciplinary reasons, is in custody. All right. So apparently this is the 19th school shooting this year, 2018. But the Daily Beast cited data yesterday from Everytown, which is a gun control advocacy group, and And they said that this was the 59th shooting at or near schools this academic year. That's going back to August, in the South in some places, September in others. But that's a lot, man. And I want to get into this because I wasn't even going to talk about this, but I just got out the car and was listening to the radio, and I listen to sports radio, but every time something big like this comes out, they all, everybody talks about this. You know what I'm saying? Everybody talks about this. As a parent, it's weird because as a parent, it freaks me out, especially with a son who's going to high school next year, 2 kids in middle school. But I didn't know how to feel about it. I guess I worked a double yesterday, so I was at work pretty much all day. So I knew about it. And I hate the fact that I felt this way, but it didn't touch me at all. It's like, it's something that I've become desensitized to, gun violence. Man, look, man, I'm from Detroit, and I know people from Chicago. In our communities, it's everywhere. But one of the things I want to talk about, and I'm not saying that as like a badge of honor. I'm like, I guess I'm used to it. I don't know. But one of the things I wanted to, start off, was a lot of people, talk about the mental health aspect of it. And here's the thing. This is not me trying to like rail against mental health or anything like that. Because over the past like 7-8 months, as I've told y'all, I've kind of needed to, I've needed to deal with some things mentally, you know what I'm saying? But I guess what I mean is, it's kind of convenient when something like this happens and, mental health gets thrown around when it's people of a certain hue. So, talk about Chicago, right? Chicago is one of the most violent, urban areas in the country, and it's crazy, Everybody knows about the gang violence in Chicago, the shootings in Chicago, but when we talk about when it happens in black and brown communities specifically, nobody ever talks about the mental health aspect of it. It's always them thugs or any these thugs can't stop killing each other. Look at these niggas, just can't stop killing each other. But soon as a white person shoots up a school or a movie theater or whatever, oh man, what was his mental state? Was he depressed? Was he lonely? Did he have any friends? Now, I just, the fact of the matter is, we only care about in this country mental health when the shooter is white. And I guess that's, and I'm not trying to make this a race thing, whatever, man. Everybody, wants to talk about race, and I've talked about race on my show, But, it's just shocking still, I guess, that everybody freaks out about mental health and stuff like that when this happens in a suburban area. And I guess it kind of hits home to me because I live in the suburbs. My kids go to suburban schools. My kids' schools don't have metal detectors. I'll be honest, man. Not once growing up in high school did we ever have a scare with somebody, coming up in the school with a gun. We had metal detectors at every door. We had certain doors that stayed locked during school. It's funny, like, I walked in, because like I said, my son is about to go to high school next year. So last week they had, kind of like a 9th grade parent, not necessarily an orientation, but, things to expect. And, it just kind of shocked me, and I've been in the high school plenty of times. But for some reason, it kind of stuck with me like, man, they don't have metal detectors in this school. Why not? Why not? Here's the thing, man. I went to Halley Open Middle School, you know what I'm saying, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. We had metal detectors at Halley. I went to Detroit Central High School, home of the Trailblazers, class of 99. We had metal detectors. And it seemed normal. Like, why wouldn't you have metal detectors? Now, could this stuff, like, can metal detectors prevent, shootings like this? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. But after Columbine, why weren't metal detectors, just placed in every single school? That's just, that's just questions I have. Why does it seem like people in certain areas are adverse to having metal detectors in their schools when it could probably help prevent something like this? I think I made it a point. I think that I will probably attend the next school board meeting in my school district. And I will go there. I will be attending with one purpose and one purpose in mind, and just inquire, why don't our schools have metal detectors? Because we've seen this happen at elementary schools, middle schools, high schools, college campuses. Why don't our, intermediate schools have metal detectors in the suburbs? I've not once been to a school in the suburbs, and listen, it's not like I'm going around to all the high schools and middle schools in my area to like check it out or to investigate this, but it just seems like out here in the burbs where I live, it just seems like that's one of those things that people are averse to. Like, oh, we don't need that. We don't need that. It could help. And as a parent, I'm damn sure scared sometimes. Like, I've had to have this conversation with my son because he's black. I've had to have that already. I've had to tell him how to speak to police. Something I never fathomed having to do because I didn't have to do it. Back when I was growing up, we didn't have cops, running around all willy-nilly shooting black people. And the cops were in the neighborhood, so when the cops came by, you knew, hey, officer, you knew how to talk to them. Even the dope boys on the corner then, tried to treat the cops with respect. Even though they was kind of like, it was probably like a act of a facade, but, now it seems like, everybody's so disconnected. But then again, we're here, thoughts and prayers go out from our politicians and stuff like that. Surprised 45 actually said something, because he didn't say a word after the last one. It's how convenient that when, like I said, I don't know if the shooter yesterday was white. I just know it looked like it happened in a particularly, kind of a white area, a suburban area. But how come when it's a shooter in that area, 45 says nothing about it? But the minute somebody in some other country where the people are brown breaks out, he's the first person on Twitter in the morning tweeting about it. So yeah, I'm surprised he actually said something about it. But also, why do regular people have access to AR-15 assault rifles? Okay, so here's a little story, right? I'm not a gun guy. Even growing up in the city, I just never thought about having a gun. I know we had one. My grandfather was a hunter, so he had a 12 gauge shotgun. I've seen him clean it before. We knew exactly where it was in the closet. But I just never felt the need to have a gun. Then when I got to the Navy, it was like, okay, got to learn how to shoot one in boot camp. Learned how to shoot. Learn how to shoot a shotgun. Learn how to take them apart, clean them safely, properly. When my second duty station in Mississippi, I was with the Seabees, because they're usually stationed with Marines. Had to learn how to fire a assault rifle. But those are specialized purpose. Why does the regular Joe Schmo walking around need access to an AR-15? I could say, why does, the average person, if you listen to Southern rap, especially Atlanta rap, why does the average person need access to a Draco or whatever kind of gun it is? Let me Google that while I'm, on here. While I got my computer in front of me. You know what I'm saying? So, here it is, a Draco. A Roman Kalashnikov variant for commercial sale in the U.S. that fires. It's a Kalashnikov rifle. So why do people need access to a Draco? You know what I'm saying? It's listen, black folks, we got to do better, man. Because it seems like all the popular rappers out nowadays, they just junkies and want to shoot Dracos all over the place. But it's why does a regular person need access to a gun of that magnitude? I can understand a shotgun for, protecting your house or hunting, whatever. I can understand a pistol. Even though it seems like law enforcement says that the most effective gun to keep for, protecting your home is a shotgun. But I can even see the need for a handgun because, in some areas in these streets, you never know what'll happen. And it's not even people that are in the street. We've seen countless, times where innocent people not in the streets have been carjacked and killed. And, so, hey, protection. You know what I'm saying? My father-in-law urges me pretty much every time we talk to him to get a gun. Every time I talk to him, hey, man, apply for your CCW, you know what I'm saying? Get a gun. And I live in the suburbs, relatively feeling safe out here. But then when you get to and look, man, hunting rifles, yeah, you know what I'm saying? But why do we need access to high-powered, AR-15s and stuff like that? What does a regular person need a Desert Eagle for? And sorry, my voice is cracking. I told y'all it's going in and out. But what does this regular person need a Desert Eagle for? Yeah, because rappers made it popular? Why is a 15-year-old being, feel comfortable to walk around rapping about he got a Draco, whatever, man. Why do our politicians always tweet out thoughts and prayers but continue to take money from the NRA? Because that's the big thing. The NRA isn't going to come out and condemn this. They never do. They never do. So why? You want to know why this stuff still happens like this? Because it's too easy. And listen, I'll be honest. When I first heard the mental health aspect of it, I just instantly dismissed it because it's white people trying to make excuses for white people who do shit like this. That was my thoughts at first. I'll be honest, because, unfair, however fair or unfair is not, when it's a shooting in our community, nobody ever talks about the mental health of the shooter. Why? But, I don't know, man. I don't have answers. I'm just a concerned parent. That's all it is. I am a concerned parent. That's it. Simple and plain. I'm a concerned parent. And I don't want to end up like those parents yesterday. I just don't want to wake up one morning, and find out that my kid or anybody, any of my kids' friends or anybody for that matter, their kids have been a victim of gun violence at their school. I don't, because I feel bad, man. I can't imagine being one of those parents who woke up, kissed their kids good morning, send them off to high school yesterday, on Valentine's Day, no less, and that would be the last time I had to see them or interact with them. Can you imagine if one of those 17 people who got killed yesterday had a bad, had a bad interaction with the person that they love most, and then they'll never get a chance to see that person again? Just makes me sad. Now, I ain't about to get on here and be crying for the second week in a row. But anyway, man, that's just my thoughts. I have some thoughts, you know what I'm saying? I kind of want to take it lighter because it's like, you know what? I'm kind of numb to it. And I guess that's part of the reasons why. That's one of the things that's been testing my faith, over the past couple months. Like, I've become numb to things that we shouldn't become numb to, like mass violence and stuff like that. And it hurts me because I'm a person who considers myself compassionate, empathetic, a person who cares and loves people. And then it's like when stuff like this keeps happening over and over and over again, each and every time it just chips away at that compassion, chips away at that empathy because it happens so much. And I feel like I'm losing myself. Like, I don't know, man. I just don't know. I don't know what's going to happen next. But like I said, I'm just a concerned parent who, you know what I'm saying, I can't fathom kissing my kids in the morning, sending them off to school, and that's going to be the last interaction I have with them. Like Monday morning, I blew up on Jazz before school because now Jasmine is my middle child and she's strong-willed, likes to do what she wants to do. But sometimes it's like, yo, Jasmine, if I tell you to do this one thing, just do it. Don't need no argument. Don't need no back talk. And she just kept on and kept on. And it's like, I don't even know what it's about. I don't even remember what it's about. But I can't imagine if, you know what I'm saying, I blew up on her the way I did on Monday morning, and that was the last interaction that we had. I wouldn't want to live with myself anymore because my baby girl would be gone, and the last memory I had was me blowing up on her in the morning over something that I can't even remember what it was about. So I can't imagine being one of those parents, who lost, or one of those people who lost loved ones, because it wasn't all kids that died. The football coach got killed also yesterday, shielding kids, you know what I'm saying, being a hero. Yeah, we could call for policy changes all we want, but these politicians ain't going to want to hurt the money that's coming in their pockets, and that's the unfortunate thing. There's too much money coming in from gun lobbyists for them to care. Even if it, I don't know, man. It's just like, I just feel like even if it was to happen on one of these politicians who, rake in money from the NRA, even if it happens to one of their kids, I just don't think they care enough because the money's too good. I hope I'm wrong, because I would hope that your child means more to you than than a couple $100,000. I know mine do. My kids mean the world to me. But anyway, I'm just getting a headache about this, man. I'm sorry. Y'all hear my voice cracking? Like, my voice has been going in and out, and I was debating on doing this podcast because of this. Like, my voice sounded worse than this morning, about an hour ago. Sorry. And I'm not doing this as an act. This is really happening like real time. So, but I'll discuss something more lighthearted at a later time. Got NBA All-Star Weekend this week, coming up. I'm pumped about it. Hopefully the All-Star game is fun. New format this year. My Pistons limped into the All-Star break. After the big Blake Griffin trade, they ran off 5 straight wins. Then they lost 3 straight, including to the Atlanta Hawks. They lost to the worst team in the NBA, and it wasn't close. And then that same Atlanta Hawks team last night was like, yo, man, we shouldn't have beat the Pistons because we trying to tank. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to hold out Dennis Schroeder, their best player. Dwayne Dedman didn't play last night. Keith Bazemore didn't play last night. And somebody else got held out last night too. But they held out like 3 of their top players last night. The Pistons were up by 30. And they almost came back and won the game. The Pistons ended up winning by 6. And the football coach, his name was Aaron Feist. Aaron Feist, assistant football coach and security guard. He was protecting students yesterday and he died. That's so sad to see. Because this man, I don't know if he was married or not. I don't know if he had kids. But he went to his job and didn't come home. So that's all I got today, man. That's all I got. I don't have nothing else. Man, y'all have a good day. You know, hug the ones y'all love. Keep your kids close. That's it. That's all I got. Love y'all. No outro this week just because, man, it's just... I love y'all. Thanks for everybody who's ever tuned in to the Black Dad Chronicles. I just ask that y'all, you know, like, rate, subscribe, share. Tell somebody about the podcast. All right. Y'all have a great week. God bless.